أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد الأئمة والمهديين وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Kitab Sulaym ibn Qays al Hilali. Imam Ja'far Al Sadiq Salam said, if anyone from our Shia and devotees does not have the book of Sulaym ibn Qays al Hilali, then he does not have any of our things, and he does not know any of our matters. This is the first book of Shia, and is one of the secrets of Al Muhammad Salam. Introduction. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala tayyibin al-muntakhabin. And may Allah shower His blessings on the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his holy progeny, who are pure and chosen ones. It is believed that Fazil Muhaddith Sheikh Shahr Ashub Asarawi al-Mazindarani, who was one of the greatest ulama in 565 AH, has narrated that he read the handwritten book of Sulaym ibn Qays al Hilali to Rais Afif Abu Bakr Hibdullah ibn Nama ibn Ali ibn Hamdan radiyallahu anhu in his house in Hilali Jamain in Jamada al-Awwal 565 AH. Rais Afif Abu Bakr Hibdullah said that he read this book in front of Sheikh Amin Alim Abu Abdullah al-Hussein ibn Ahmad ibn Takhal al-Miqdadi al-Mujawir in Mashhad of Amir al-Mu'mineen Salam in 520 AH. He was informed of the book of Sheikh Mufid Abu Ali al-Hassan ibn Muhammad al-Tusi radiyallahu anhu in Rajab 490 AH, who had been informed by his father. Readers interested in tracing the chain of narrators leading to Umar ibn Uzayna are requested to refer to the book of Sulaym in Arabic. Umar ibn Uzayna said, I was called by Aban ibn Ayyash a month before he died, and he told me that he saw a dream the night before that he was soon going to die. Then he saw me, and he was pleased to see me. And the night after that, he saw Sulaym ibn Qays al Hilali in his dream. Sulaym said to Aban, O Aban, you are going to die in these days. Fear God as far as my amanat, that which is held in custody for safekeeping, is concerned, and you do not destroy it. And what you promise to hide, fulfill it, and only give it to that person who loves Ali alayhi salam and has deen and reputation. Aban then said that when he saw me he was very pleased, and remembered the dream that he had about Sulaym ibn Qays. He, Aban, said, when Hajjaj ibn Yusuf came, he asked for Sulaym ibn Qays. Sulaym ran away, and he came to my house. I have not seen anyone except Sulaym who had such a concern for his reputation, and Sulaym always performed best deeds and feared God very much. He did not like to mingle with everybody. He preferred to remain isolated. He did not like to be famous and found publicity bad. I was 14 years at the time and had completed reciting the Quran. I used to question him, and he used to tell me about Ahlul Bayt. I have heard a lot of ahadith from Sulaym, which he narrated from Umar ibn Abi Salma, who was the son of Janabis Salma, the lady who was one of the wives of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sulaym also narrated to me ahadith from Ma'az ibn Jabal, a companion of the Holy Prophet, and also from Salman Farsi, who narrated from Abu Talib alayhi salam and Abu Zar, Miqdad, Ammar, Bara ibn Adib. Then Sulaym asked me to keep these ahadith to myself, but he did not take an oath from me in this matter. Then after a few days Sulaym passed away. He called me, and in private he said to me, O Aban, I have spent a lot of time with you, and I did not see anything in you which I did not like. I have some books that I have heard from authentic narrators, and I have written them with my own hands. These books contain a lot of ahadith that I do not want you to let people know, because they will deny them and will be surprised, although they are all true, and that I have heard them from people who are trustworthy. possess knowledge about jurisprudence, who do not tell lies, and who do good deeds only, and who have narrated from Ali ibn Abu Talib salam, and Salman Farsi, Abu Zar Ghafari, Miqdad ibn Aswad radiyallahu anhu. And when I heard a hadith from one person, I also asked another person regarding the same hadith, until all of them agreed the same to be true. Then I accepted the hadith. There are certain things that I have not heard from people who never lied, and when I felt ill I thought I should burn them, but fearing that to be a sin, I do not want to burn them. If you promise me and take an oath that you will not show it to anyone except those whom you believe to be as trustworthy as yourself. If you face an incident, then you will give it to someone from the Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib salam, whom you trust and who is religious and reputable. Aban continued, I promised Sulaym, so Sulaym gave me everything, and also read them all to me, and after a few days Sulaym radiyallahu anhu passed away. After Sulaym died, I read the ahadith, and I had confidence in them to be true, and found them to be of the highest degree, because they contained annihilation of the whole ummah of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, be they from Muhajirin, Ansar or Tabain, except Ali ibn Abi Talib salam and his Ahlul Bayt salam and their Shia. Then I came to Basra, and the first person that I met was Hassan ibn Abul Hassan Basari, who at the time was hiding from Hajjaj ibn Yusuf. Hassan ibn Abul Hassan Basari used to declare himself as one of the very devoted Shia of those times of Ali ibn Abi Talib salam, and used to show regret that he could not participate and help Ali salam in the Battle of Jamal. So I met him alone in the east part of the house of Abu Khalifa al-Hajjaj ibn Abu Ittab ad-Dalami, and read the ahadith that Sulaym had given me. Hassan cried and said, whatever is in these ahadith is true. I have myself heard them from the trustworthy Shia of Ali salam and also from others. I went for Hajj in that year, and after that I went to see Hazrat Ali ibn Hussein salam. At that time Abu Tufail Amir ibn Wasila, a companion of the Holy Prophet, was with him, and Abu Tufail was amongst the best of companions of Ali salam. Umar ibn Abi Salma, the son of Janabi Salma, was also there. I presented these ahadith to him, Umar, Abu Tufail and Hazrat Ali ibn Hussein salam, for 3 days, and also at night. Umar and Abu Tufail used to come to Hazrat Ali ibn Hussein salam's house to listen. I read for 3 days, and also at night. So Hazrat Ali salam told me, Sulaym radiyallahu anhu has said truth. These are all our ahadith which we know. Abu Tufail and Umar ibn Abi Salma said, we have heard these ahadith from Ali salam and also from Salman, Abu Zar and Miqdad. I said to Hazrat Ali ibn Hussein salam, may I be sacrificed for you. There are certain matters mentioned in these ahadith that make my chest feel tightened, because there is destruction of the ummah of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, be they Muhajirin, Ansar or Tabain, except for your Ahlul Bayt and your Shia. Alayhi salam said, O brother of Abu Qays, do you not know that the Holy Prophet ﷺ has said, the example of my Ahlul Bayt in my Ummah is like the example of the boat of Noah ﷺ in his community. Those who embarked the boat were saved, and those who refused drowned, and it is like the door of Hitta in Bani Israel. I said, yes, I know. Ali ibn Hussein salam asked, who told you this hadith? I replied, I have heard this hadith from more than one fuqaha. Ali ibn Hussein salam asked, from which people? I replied, from Hanash ibn al-Mu'tamar, who said he heard it from Abu Zar when Abu Zar was in Kaaba, and he was holding the chains of the door of Kaaba, and was loudly saying this hadith that he had heard from the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He asked, "Who else from?" I replied, from Hassan ibn Abu Hassan Basari, who had heard from Abu Zar, Miqdad, and from Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. He asked, "And who else from?" I replied, from Sayyid ibn al-Musayyib, and Al-Qama ibn Qays, and Abu Dhabian al-Jambi, and Abdul Rahman ibn Abi Layla, and these were all in Hajj. They informed they had heard from Abu Zar. Abu Tufail and Umar Abi Salma said, "By God, we have heard it from Abu Zar and Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, Salman Farsi and Miqdad." After that, Umar Abi Salma said, "By God, I have heard it from someone who is better than all these. I have heard it from the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam himself. My 2 ears heard it, and my heart has remembered it." Aban continued. Ali ibn Hussein alayhi salam turned to me and asked, "Does this one hadith not contain all those things that have frightened you? And with all these hadiths there is a burden in your heart? O brother, fear God. If the matter is clear for you, then accept it, otherwise keep quiet. You will be safe, and leave its knowledge to Allah, because then you will have broad space, a space which is between the sky and the earth." Aban said, "I asked him concerning all those matters about which I knew, and about which I did not know. He replied to me what he wanted. After that, I met Abu Tufail in his house, and he informed me about Raja, the Raja of those who were related to the people of Badr, and Salman, Abu Zar, and Miqdad, and Ubay ibn Ka'ab. Then Abu Tufail said, "I presented what I had heard about these people to Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam in Kufa. So he said, 'This is a special knowledge. If the Ummah does not know it, it does not matter, and leave this knowledge to Allah.' Then he confirmed what I had been told about Raja was true, and also recited verses from Quran relating to Raja, and also gave satisfying commentary about the verses until I came to a stage where I believed in the Day of Judgment, but I believe in Raj'ah more. Among the things that I had spoken to Ali alayhi salam, I also asked, 'O Amir al-Mu'mineen, please inform me on the fountain of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Is it in this world or the hereafter?' He said, 'Yes, it is in this world.' I said, 'Who will be the one to turn people away from it?' He replied, 'I will turn people away with my these hands. My friends will come near the fountain, and my enemies will be turned away from it.' I asked, 'O Amir al-Mu'mineen, when Allah says, "And when the world shall come to pass against them, we shall bring forth for them a creature from the earth that shall wound them," Surah Naml 82, "can you explain the meaning of Da'bah?" He said, 'O Abu Tufail, you leave it?' I said, 'O Amir al-Mu'mineen, may I be sacrificed for you? Please tell me.' He said, 'This will be a creature that will be eating, coming and going to markets, marrying women.' So I asked, 'O Amir al-Mu'mineen, who will that be?' He said, 'He is a person for whom the earth has remained established. He is a person for whom the earth is at peace.' I asked, 'Who is that person?' He said, 'He is the person who is Siddiq, Farouk, Rais, and Zukam.' I asked, 'But who is he?' He replied, 'He is the one whom Allah has, and a witness from him recites it,' Surah Hud 17, 'and that person who has completed knowledge of the book, and whoever has knowledge of the book,' Surah Ra'd 43, 'and he who has brought the truth, and he who brings the truth, and he accepts it,' as the truth. Surah Zumar 33. And the one who confirmed it, and the one who confirmed it as myself. At that time, except for him who brought truth and myself, all were infidels. I, Tufail, said, O Amir al-Mu'mineen, tell me his name. He said, I have told you his name. O Abu Tufail, by God, if I tell all Shia who in war are with me and who have obeyed me and call me Amir al-Mu'mineen and have accepted it to be lawful to fight along with me against my enemies, if I keep telling them for months the truth that I know from the book which Archangel Jibreel brought to the Holy Prophet ﷺ, then these people will go away from me until I will be left in a very small group of people who will believe in truth, like you and a few Shias like you. The fellow said, I was frightened and said, O Amir al-Mu'mineen, will I and people like myself turn away from you, or will they remain firmly with you? He said, No, no, you will remain firmly with me. Then he turned towards me and said, Our matters are very tough and difficult. Only 3 types of Allah's creation can accept them. Either an angel who is extremely close to Allah, or prophets of high rank, or those human beings whom Allah has tested. Hadith number 1. Sulaym says, I heard Salman al-Farsi saying, I was sitting with the Holy Prophet ﷺ while he was in that period of illness in which he passed away. Lady Fatima ﷺ entered, and when she saw the weak state of the Holy Prophet's health, she got into the state of crying until tears started rolling down her cheeks. The Holy Prophet asked, Why are you crying? She replied, O Prophet of Allah, after your death, I am scared of destruction of myself and my children. The Holy Prophet ﷺ, with his eyes full of tears, said, O Fatima, don't you know we are people of that household which Allah has chosen for the hereafter instead of this world, and He ordained it necessary for all beings to be destroyed, and Allah Ta'ala looked at the entire beings that He created, and He selected me and made me a Nabi and a Rasul. Then He looked again, and He chose your husband and commanded me to marry you to him and make him my Caliph of my Ummah. So your father is the best amongst all prophets and messengers, and your husband is the best amongst viziers, and from all my family you are the first one to meet me. Then he looked for the 3rd time, and he chose you, and chose 11 men from your children, and the children of my brother, who is your husband. So, O Fatima, you are the leader of the women of paradise, and both your sons, Al-Hassan and Al-Hussein salam, are the leaders of the youths of paradise, and myself and my brother and the 11 Imams who are my successors till the Day of Judgment are all guides, and are themselves guided. After my brother, amongst all the successors, the first one is Hassan, the second is Hussein, after whom the 9 are from Hussein's children. All of us will be in one place in the paradise, and there will not be any place nearer to Allah than my place. After my place, there will be the place of Hazrat Ibrahim salam and his children. O daughter, don't you know that Allah has given you the status that you have been married to the one who is the best among my Ummah and the best that my whole household? He is the first one in Islam, possesses most control over anger than everyone else, is the most knowledgeable, and is most prestigious than anyone else, and is the most truthful in tongue, is the bravest in heart, most generous in hand, and is the least attached to this world, and is the best in action. After the Holy Prophet told the above to Lady Fatima, she was pleased and became happy. Then the Holy Prophet said to Fatima, Ali has 8 very shining wonders, and he has such merits that no other human being possessed. He has faith in Allah and His Prophet. There was no one from my ummah who came forward to accept faith before him. He had knowledge about Allah's book and my sunnah, and there is no one in my ummah except your husband who knows absolutely all my knowledge, because Allah has given me such a knowledge that except myself and him, Ali, no one else knows. He, Allah, has not given this knowledge to angels or messengers. He has given the knowledge only to me. He commanded me to give that knowledge to Hazrat Ali, so I did that. Then there is no one in my ummah who has all my knowledge, understanding and jurisprudence except Ali. O Fatima, you are his wife. His 2 sons, Hassan and Hussein, are my grandchildren, and they are also the chosen ones of my ummah. Only Ali is the one to do the command to do good and forbid evil. Allah the Exalted and Praised has bestowed him with knowledge of wisdom and the final decision. O my daughter, no doubt we are the people of that house whom Allah has bestowed 7 such merits that He has not given to anyone from the beginning to the end. I am the leader of all prophets and messengers, and I am better than them. My successor is better than all successors. My vizier after me is better than all viziers, and my martyr is better than all martyrs, and his is my uncle, i.e. Hazrat Hamza. Lady Fatima inquired, O Prophet of Allah, is he the best of martyrs from those who accompanied you in wars? The Holy Prophet replied, No, he is the leader of martyrs from beginning to end, except prophets and their successors. Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, who migrated twice, who was martyred, has been given 2 wings by Allah, and with his 2 wings he flies with angels in paradise. Hassan and Hussein, who are your children, are Sibt of Ummah, and they are leaders of the youths of paradise. By him who has control of my life, the guide of this Ummah is from us, who will fill the earth with as much peace and justice as there will be oppression on this earth. Lady Fatima asked, O Prophet of Allah, from all the names that you have mentioned, who is the best of all? The Holy Prophet replied, My brother Ali, who is the best in my ummah, and Hamza and Ja'far are both best in my ummah after Ali, after you, and after my 2 sons Hassan and Hussein, and after the successors who are from my this son, pointing toward Hussein, and from the successors there is Mehdi, the guide, and he who is before him is best than him, and the first one is better than the last one, because the first one is the Imam of the latter, and the latter one is vicegerent of the former. We, Ahlul Bayt, are those for whom Allah has chose the hereafter instead of this world. After this, the Holy Prophet looked at Lady Fatima, her husband, and their 2 sons, and said, O Salman, I say, bearing Allah as witness, that I am at war with whoever is at war with these, and I am at peace with whoever is at peace with them. Be informed that these will all be with me in paradise. Then the Holy Prophet looked at Hazrat Ali and said, O Ali, no doubt after me you will face a lot of harshness from Quraysh in such a manner that they will overpower you and harass you. If you find helpers to fight them, then with those who obey you, fight with those who oppose you. If you cannot find helpers, then have patience and restrain your hands, and do not let yourself be destroyed, because surely your status to me is like the status that Harun had with Musa, and for you the footsteps of Harun are present. He, Harun, had told his brother, surely the people reckoned me weak, and had well nigh slain me. Surah Araf 150. Hadith number 2. Sulaym said, I was told by Hazrat Ali ibn Abu Talib Salam. He said, I was going somewhere in Medina with the Holy Prophet. We came towards the garden. I said to the Holy Prophet, O Prophet of Allah, "How beautiful this garden is." He said, "Yes, it is very beautiful, and in paradise there will be a more beautiful garden for you." Then we reached towards another garden, and I said, "O Prophet of Allah, how beautiful this garden is." He said, "Yes, it is beautiful, and in paradise there is a garden more beautiful than this for you," until we came across 7 gardens. I kept on saying how beautiful each garden was, and his reply was that there was a better garden for me in paradise. When we left the road, he hugged me and started crying, and said, "May my father be sacrificed on him who is a lone martyr." I asked, "O Prophet of Allah, why are you crying?" He replied, "My community's hearts are filled with jealousy, and they will show the jealousy after my death. That will be the enmity of Badr and Uhud." I asked, "Will my religion remain intact?" He replied, "Yes, it will remain intact, and O Ali, there is good tidings for you, because your life and death is with me. You are my brother, my successor, my chosen one, my vizier, my inheritor, and a messenger from me, the payer of my debts, the fulfiller of my promises, completer of my responsibilities, payer of my amana, what has been deposited in trust, the warrior on my tradition with those who break the allegiance from my ummah, and warrior with those who are oppressors and with those that run away from religion. You have the same status with me that Harun had with Musa, and you have Harun's footsteps in front of you at the time when this community thought he was weak and wanted to kill him. So you have patience over the oppression of Quraysh, and do not let them overpower you, because you have the same position to me that Harun had to Musa and those people who obeyed him. They, the oppressors, are like the people who obeyed the calf. Musa commanded Harun, when the latter was made the caliph, that if people deviate, and if he has helpers, he should fight, and if he does not get helpers, then he should restrain his hands, save his blood, and not create disunity among them. O Ali, whenever Allah sent a prophet, some people believed him wholeheartedly, some accepted him half-heartedly, so Allah made those who accepted him half-heartedly overpower the ones who wholeheartedly accepted him, and they, the oppressors, killed them, so that their reward is increased. O Ali, whenever any community has opposed after the death of their prophet, then the wrongdoers have overpowered those who are on truth, and Allah decided that this community also has opposition and disunity. If He wanted, then He would unite them all on guidance, until not even 2 people from His creation would quarrel in any of His matters, and those with lower status would not deny the status of those who are higher. If He wanted, He would send His punishment sooner and withdraw His bounties until the oppressors would be proven at fault and the truth would be known with whom it is. But He has made the world a place for action, and hereafter a place to stay in forever, that He may reward those who do evil according to what they do, and that He may reward those who do good with goodness. Surah Najm 31. So I said, "Thanks be to Allah for His blessings, and may my patience be on His trials. My head is bowed down in front of all His matters, and I am pleased with His decisions."